The chances for you to be successful financially in money is 0.007% as a Nigerian. Do not take a prayer of a poor man, because the prayer works, his life will not be poor. You know how you go to give a poor man money and they're praying for you? Have you seen that before? Have you given money to poor people and they're praying for you? Reject it. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. If it works, you could have been the first person that received that prayer. The philosophy and the wisdom of a poor man is lamentation.
You are watching Kingdom Wealth Channel. Please ensure you watch to the end of this video and stay blessed.
All of the sessions you've had today, everything you heard today will not make sense to you until you develop a wealth mindset. I want to write it down. Until you develop a wealth mindset. Matter of fact, I have attended seminars. I have seen people excited. I have seen people all pumped up. I have seen people take notes. And I've seen the same people over the next 4 or 5 years become as poor as though they never heard anything. So it's not so much about what you learned today, but so much more about the type of mentality you have developed over the years. So life does not reward you based on what you do. Life rewards you based on the type of mentality that you have. Because two people can be in the same business, go to the same seminars, hear the same thing, but it doesn't turn out the same way for all of the people that heard it. And one great thing that I heard today that was very critical in all of the speakers was what John Obidi said. And there's something he said that made a lot of sense to me. And he called that the third world paradigm. Just because you were born in Nigeria, that in and of itself could be a disadvantage. But Nigeria is just a country, just a land like any other country in the world. So part of what we're going to do tonight is to look at those concepts that have affected your capacity to create global income. So I was coming up on the stage. Sometimes I go for programs. I come in with wheelchair. Sometimes I come in on crutches. And the first time people see me, the very first time they see me, the first emotion that they have towards me is emotion of pity. That's the first emotion. But when I start talking and the things I've achieved in the world and all the kind of capacity that I've built and the millions of dollars I've generated in companies around the world, they begin to have pity for themselves. They wish their legs were not working. So we're going to talk about some of those things today. Now, the greatest asset you have, I want to write it down, is your ability to learn. The greatest asset you have is your ability to learn. It was given to you at birth. It was free of charge. But not many of us have learned how to learn. Am I interested to know I was born in 1973? I was born in Aba, actually, and 1 year, 6 months after I was born, I had polio. I've been on crutches for over 40 years. But I built institutions and companies that generate hundreds of millions of dollars. In the last 3-4 years, I've made over $4.5 million living in this country, creating content for the rest of the universe. So it's not so much about where you were born, how you were born. It's so much about how your mind is developed. That's the critical point. I have seen people who live in America who are broke. I just came back from Germany the other time. I saw some of our family members, some of our brothers and sisters, our friends, your friends that are in the UK and in Germany, and they hope they live like me. My kid brothers, my sisters, they're all medical doctors in the US. Most of them have been there for 20 years. They work 16 hours a day. But they don't have 10% of what I have, but I live in Nigeria. So you want to write this down. We all live on the same earth. We don't live in the same world. So the problem is how is your mind developed? And I did some statistics. Now I want to write this down. There are 3 factors that affect your possibility on earth. 3 factors that determine whether or not you're going to be very successful. And don't take this for granted. We are 212 million people in this part of the world, in Nigeria, and we have about 4 services, the highest country that has the highest number of Christians in one place. We are over 80 million Christians, and we are still one of the greatest, poorest country on the planet. What are the factors that can change your odds? Factor number 1, the chances for you to be successful financially in money is 0.007% as a Nigerian. 0.007%. And I'll tell you why. 3 things are against you. Number 1, you are born in a race that is globally disadvantaged. As a black man, without committing any crime, the odds are against you already. As a black man, that's number one. Number two, your nationality compounds the first one, which is Nigerian. Anytime your name pops up anywhere, you're first a criminal until proven otherwise. Anywhere you go. I just flew from Germany, and I was going back to the UK. I had a 10-year visa. I got to UK. As soon as they see my green passport, everybody was moving in. As soon as I took my passport, they asked me to step aside. The only ticket I have at that time was financial status. They pulled my history, checked what I have, and they let me go. So the problem is, these odds were there before you were born. That's number one. Number two odds against you is age. Most people never learned about wealth until they are 25 years old. Most people never heard about wealth creation until they're 30 years old. Imagine your daddy and your mommy were wealthy people, and when you were born as a toddler, what you were hearing every day was 4 billion, 7 billion, opening market, international, performance evaluation. These are the words you heard as a child growing up. You see, your subconscious will be wealthy without you being conscious of being wealthy. Is that correct? But what if you're 14 years, 20 years of your life, you are built and raised in a family that was more of lack? You see, when you praise just too funny, praise John Obidi, if I take them back to a system based on what they do, they'll be richer than where they are right now. True or false? True or false? So the part of the reasons why people come to my sessions, as a matter of fact, if you wanted me to be your coach for 6 months, it's $100,000. I'm not telling you what you're going to pay. I'm telling you the amount of people pay already. So some of the people who come to my mentorship program, some of them drive Lexus, Rolls Royce, Bentleys, Ferrari. They come into my class and they are crying when I'm teaching. Some people ask me, what are you telling these people? And 90% of the time, the people in my sessions have more material things before they come to my class. For example, I come with a Prado Jeep, I'm the teacher, and my students come with Ferrari. So people ask me, what are you teaching these people? And I said, if you compare a man on what he has based on poverty, he thinks like he's a rich man. But if you compare a man's potential based on what he's capable of achieving, in fact, what he had is nothing compared to what he could do. Can I get that? So anyone here, I don't care how much you have, you've not even scratched 1% of what is possible. Do you agree with me? If Dangote was in this class today, and I can show him how poor he is by what he could have done if he knew better 10 years ago. Can I get a amen for that? So it's age. It's age. So the factors that are against you, you're a black man, you are born in a very bad country, not in terms of a bad land, but the kind of leadership we have. And secondly, at the time you got to know about wealth, you learned about wealth when your mind was already formed. And then you're trying to start hustling for the rest of your life. But there's one other factor that's the game changer. Write it down. The factor that changes other factors is education. What's that factor? Education. Now write this down. Say knowledge is a leveler. Knowledge is what? A leveler. The only factor that gives you an advantage as you are in this room today is your ability to learn. Okay? And before I close, I'm going to show you 4 ways that life pays you. 4 ways that life pays you. And every single person right here, in the next 6 months to 1 year, you're going to have a result that is 1,000 times more than what you've learned before. Not because of change of strategy, not because of change of practice, but the change of mindset. Okay? Do you understand me? So, fundamentally, what are the 4 ways life pays you? But before I said that, I said that knowledge is what? It's a leveler. It's the only reason why it doesn't matter whose father, if your father is Dangote, you don't have a privilege over me. If I learn what your father knows, I can be more than your father. The only leveler is education. And the greatest superpower you have is what? Your ability to learn. Now write this down. There are no superior race in the world. There's only superior knowledge. I don't think you heard that. There is no what? There's no race is superior. Chinese people are not superior to Africans. Caucasians, Russians, Japanese people are not superior to Africans. They're only what? Superior knowledge. Anyone that has a superior knowledge in any field will be the greatest person in any field, no matter what race you come from. Because if you're looking at me right now, a child born about 50 years ago who had crutches and polio in the last 40 years, and yet a global phenomenon, having people pay thousands or hundreds of dollars to be in my sessions, and some of my clients were Caucasians, Japanese people. As a matter of fact, 2 months ago, I was in Malaysia, and I signed a deal that I rejected, worth $5 million, because the conditions I want was not perfect in that particular contract. Was it because they like a guy on crutches? No. It's because when your knowledge meets global standard, the whole world is your playing field. Okay? So having said that, there are 4 ways life pays you. How many ways? 4 ways life pays you. All the things I'm going to share right now has been said in one way or another. But because it's not put in sequence, even though you take a lot of notes, you may lack the sequence of operations, because until knowledge is organized and targeted towards a course, it will not produce the required outcome. Say it again. Until knowledge is what? Organized and put what? Towards a targeted objective, it won't create the kind of outcome you want. So 4 ways. But before I tell you that, write this down. What are the 4 logic of wealth creation? How many logic? 4 logic of wealth creation. Logic is like an algorithm. Logic is like the pattern of process. Logic is like the sequence of action. That's what logic is. So if there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps to get wealth, and you take 1, 2, 8, 9, 10, you have an illusion of speed if you jump a process. Write it down. When you skip a step, what do you have? An illusion of speed. But it requires the 1 to 10 steps to guarantee and sustain the success you have if you follow those simple steps. So if you see John Obidi, Josh Tufoni, Excel, Trisha B, Chidomere, all of these people, what you don't see on this stage is the discipline and the process that they go through. And that's why result can be deceptive. Result can mask discipline. Instead of being inspired by my result, be inspired by my discipline. What you want is, how do I be in the same space with those who have created results so I can see and observe the discipline that they follow? Does that make sense? Because 90% of the time, you don't get what you desire, you get what you learn. You can desire wealth. If I go to a Cornwall market right now and I ask an Okada man, how many of you want to be wealthy? Do you think they'll raise your hand? They'll raise your hand. And guess what? That's not going to happen in their life until they are exposed to the discipline and processes and experience that led to that type of stuff. Does it make sense? Okay. So first, 4 logic before the 4 ways life pays you. Logic number 1, the logic of wealth creation. The logic of wealth creation. Or put this word, the thought processes of wealth creation. The logic of wealth creation says you must recognize that you have virtue. You must recognize that you have capacity. You must recognize that you have value, and then turn that value that you have into product and services. Logic of wealth creation says turn and convert your values into what? Product and what? Services. Because nobody pays for your virtue, nobody pays for your value, they only pay for your services. Everybody you see here has virtue. My sister here who has a digital platform, she has a virtue. Josh Tufoni has a virtue. The young man was a virtue. But the reason why you are moved when you are speaking is because they were not speaking about the virtue in the level of virtue. They are speaking about virtue in the level of service, in the level of, of product that they have. That's the first level, the first logic of wealth creation. Logic number 1, turn your virtues into values and turn your values into product and services. Logic number 2 is the logic of entrepreneurship. Logic of entrepreneurship says, Find a way to improve the product you already created. No product comes out excellent in the beginning. So once you have created the product, once you've created whatever product you've created, say tonight, part of what you're going to do, so what services, what values do I have? What virtues do I have? How can I turn them to something that people can buy? The second one is, how can I improve on that which I have done? So your first service should not be the best. It should be the first. The logic of entrepreneurship says, how can I improve what I already have to make it better for people to use it? And the third logic is the logic of business. Now watch this. Business logic is coming at number 3. What is the logic of business? The logic of business is saying, how can I make money from the services and the product I've created? That's the third logic. Remember, money making is coming on the third level, not on the first level. Because a lot of people live programs like this. All they're thinking about is, how am I going to make money? 90% of what these people share today, you are possibly in a level in your life you cannot practice them the way they did. Do that make sense? What's the third logic? The logic of business. What is the logic of business? How do I make money? When you're in that logic, think of nothing else. Think about money. How can I make more money? How can I make more money? But you can only think about money when you have done the logic of entrepreneurship, which is, how can I improve what I have? You cannot do all of them at the same time. You must follow time and sequence. Why? Even when God made the heavens and the earth, he made them in 6 days. Am I correct? Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 6, day 7. Now, part of the reason why Adam failed, if you're a Christian, the reason why Adam failed, Adam was made by God. True or false? Who made Adam? Are you sure? Did Adam fail? Did Adam fail? Did Adam fail? Did the Adam that God made fail? Who made the Adam that failed? Who made Adam? Did Adam fail? Did the Adam that God made fail? It's not making sense. God made Adam, right? And the Adam that God made failed. But he's God. Listen, in the spiritual level, everything is. On the physical level, things become. So the first day Adam woke up, Adam was a full-grown man without a history of growth. So Adam woke up in the morning, had beard, 6 pack, without going to the gym. True or false? So Adam was a Yahoo boy. He has result without history of value creation. He woke up one morning, a full-grown man, 6 packs, gym, beers. Let me tell you how bad Adam is. Adam woke up one morning, there was a babe for him without toasting the babe. Adam woke up one morning, Adam was placed in the place called Garden of Eden without planting a flower. There's nothing Adam had that he contributed in the process of making. And anything you did not create, you cannot sustain. So the question is this, listen to this, because there is this glow and glamour of result. You see, in as much as they all talked about their processes, because you're not part of it, you can't see it. Now, man was supposed to be made in the image and the likeness of God and has dominion to function like God, and yet God made man, and the man that he made supposedly has his power, still failed. God himself kicked him out of the Garden of Eden. But guess what? The concept was for man to have dominion. The project was the Adam itself. But let me tell you what God did that he wants you to see. Adam was an instant hit without a record of how he was built. So what God said is, I'm going to make man again. This time, I'm not going to make him a man, I'm going to make him a baby. And who was that? This time, I'm not going to put him in an Eden, a place of luxury. I'm going to put him in a manger. Come on, talk to me now. Talk to me now, talk to me now. So I'm going to ask you a question. If God can change strategy, who the hell are you? You get that crazy, right? So the point I'm making Any process, you did not participate in the process, you cannot sustain the outcome in the end. Because it's not about how much money you made, it's the ability to sustain the money after you have made it. So Yahoo mentality is a mentality to expect results without participating in the process of growth. So some of you have legit business with a Yahoo mentality inside the business. You're not a criminal, but your mentality is Yahoo, Yahoo. You are seeing American Got Talent. Oh, you said, God, I want to be an American Got Talent. You have not seen the 2018, 2019, 2020, because until the process is sustained, the outcome cannot be guaranteed. So there are logics. Logic means sequence. Logic means process. Now, a lot of you have heard all these people right now. So tomorrow you're going to start posting videos. Start practicing what you have no capacity to understand. And before you know it, you did what they said you should do. You don't understand the thought processes. So instead of copying strategy and tactics, copy mindset. And for you to copy mindset, you must be close to the person that has that mindset to observe the person's behavior on a close level. And that's why without service, you cannot transfer value. Write it down. Without service, value cannot be transferred. It is in the place of service that value is transferred. For example, if I tell my brother right now, Chidomere Palm Tech, if I say I want to serve you, what I'm saying is I want to come to a place where he can transfer value to me. That's what it means. If I say I want to serve you, I'm not going there to come and receive salary. I'm not going there for him to pay me. I'm going there to submit my mind for him to deposit in my mind a thought process, a pattern of thinking that when I leave him, I will create much more than he had created when I was with him. Oh, somebody's not following me. Are you following me? Okay. So, the logic of wealth creation. Logic of wealth creation. I'm starting a company now. I'm employing 2 people from Malaysia, from Philippines. Their salary is going to be in dollars. Why do I want to go and employ someone in Philippines? Is it because I like them? No. They had a rare knowledge of the industry I'm about to start. So in as much as I like you, you don't have the knowledge that I need. So the problem is not that you're not trying, because life does not reward your effort outside the knowledge you have. That's why you can work hard, and I can work hard, and I make more, and you make less. Which means I can even do 2-hour work and get $2 million. You can do 17-hour work and get $200,000. Because life does not reward you according to your effort. Life rewards you according to the knowledge behind your effort. So it's the quality of knowledge that determines outcome, not the quantity of effort put in. Matter of fact, write this down. Effort is a common denominator. Knowledge is a differentiator. A young man met me. He came to my office in Lagos. You guys know him because I'm not going to mention his name. He came up to me and said, Mr. Ogo, you're not visible online. You don't have a digital footprint. But we discuss you in quarters because all the top companies in this country, whenever we go there, they use you as a benchmark that we go, it's our consultant. And we know you're making millions and millions or hundreds of millions of naira and hundreds of thousands of dollars, but you are not everywhere. I said, be visible by value, not by hype. So write this down. Poor people look for money, rich men look for knowledge. And the last time I checked, those who look for money don't have it. And I tell you this, if money and wealth is created by physical effort, I've been on crutches for over 38 years. I'm not supposed to be a rich man. And the fourth logic, remember, logic. Say logic. Write this down. Logic means sequence, reason, codes, programming. So you can change the word. What is the program of wealth creation? There are 4 programs that are supposed to be running. The logic of wealth creation, converting virtues and values into products and services. That in itself can take you 4 years. The logic of entrepreneurship. Take what is already existing and make it better. That can take another 2 years. The logic of business, you're thinking about money. Anybody that say hi, you say how much you're going to pay my money. At that time, you're not discussing value because settled. You're not discussing, innovation because it's already settled. You're discussing the amount of money that can be paid at that time. And somebody meets you at logic 3, which is business. He wants to go and make money without having logic 1 and logic 2. Oh, come on. Somebody's not following me. Somebody's not following me. So John Obidi is probably at logic 3 the day he came to speak. When he was in logic 1, he was probably one guy in the door. Joshua, if you made Josh too funny 3 years ago, you probably snubbed him. But he was in logic 1. So I don't know the billionaire in this hall who doesn't look like it, who is simply in logic 1. And I give you a respect of logic 3, recognizing you to finish your process. Because even if you're God and you bypass the process of growing, you cannot sustain the outcome you have. If you doubt me, ask God what happened in the Garden of Eden. The fourth logic is the logic of investment. The logic of investment. Any income you have, by all means, is not meant for expenses. Income are meant to be multiplied before they are spent. The fourth logic says any problem that cannot wait for your money to multiply is not for you to solve. So the problem is, listen to this. The company I'm setting up right now, I've already hinted Obidi about it. I've told Pantek about it. I'm going to tell you just about it. I am not spending a dime of my money. I am not spending my sweat money. I have money grown on the 3rd level and 4th level generation, which means it's the money that my money made that is going to be the capital to start it. So even if it fails, it has nothing to do with my sweat. Okay, this class is now for you, right? Okay. If you are following me, can I see your hands up? Follow me, can I see your hands up? It's crazy. There's something they say in Igbo. Okay, so then we're a man. Okay. Why? You are seeing me at my 10th level, but please appreciate your 1st level. There's so many billionaires right here, right now, who ask that the logic of wealth creation. Please finish that class. If you skip a step, you have an illusion of speed. What did I say? If you skip a step, you have an illusion of speed. The essence of making money is to multiply it before you spend it. How many logic? Logic 1, creation, virtues, values, turn it into product and services. Test it. Maybe another class, maybe I'm going to work out with him. I'm going to show you the 6 levels of vision of how to take an idea and then turn it into a product and produce a pilot before you multiply. The 4th logic is the logic of asset, turning your money into asset. But before I close, how does life pay you? How is life supposed to pay you? Somebody was asking me a question about life today. I was discussing with a young, beautiful lady tonight, right here, and she was talking to me. And anything she asked me, I'll ask her to define it. So at some point, she said everything she's saying, I am scattering it. I said, first of all, listen, you see, for a poor man, because the prayer works, his life will not be poor. You know how you go to give a poor man money and they're praying for you? Have you seen that before? Have you given money to poor people and they're praying for you? Okay. Oh, come on, stay with me. Have you given a poor man money before and they're shouting prayers on your life? Reject it. Doesn't work. If it works, you could have been the first person that received that prayer. The philosophy and the wisdom of a poor man is lamentation. Okay, I will change. I'll start speaking nice things. You're going to be great in Jesus' name. Okay, I'll start saying nice things. You will be great. This year, you have breakthrough. You have been hearing that for 70 years. How far? Okay, listen. Let me help you. Let me help you seriously. The Bible says in Proverbs chapter 24, verse 5, it says, by knowledge the rooms are filled with all the pleasant and precious riches. By knowledge, not business, not investment. By what? Which means you should be in the business of learning. If I get into comedy today, I will learn more about comedy than anybody can do it. So your business is learning. That's what you're supposed to be doing. What's your business? Say to your neighbor, I learn to live. I earn a living by learning. Okay? Because I'm about to say something that will shock you. Now watch this. I'm going to ask a question. Simple question. Simple question. Can I get the microphone, please? Someone get the microphone. I want to ask a simple question. I want you to answer me honestly, okay? Question number one. Okay, let me ask my sister. So, what did you read in school? Yes, what did you read in school? Igbo language? That's what you did, right? What? Hold on. If you have chosen law as a course in school, if you have filled the course, LOW, law, and stayed there for 5 years with lawyers talking to you, would you have become a lawyer? No, give to her. Would you have become a lawyer?
So I come again.
Okay. What did you read in school? Igbo, right?
Yes.
Okay. If you have chosen law as a course instead of Igbo, after 5 years, what would you have become?
A lawyer.
Correct. Clap for her. Give me the microphone. Give to my brother right here. What did you read in school?
Environmental engineering.
Environmental engineering. If you have chosen medicine instead of environmental engineering and stayed among doctors for 5 years, talking to you every day, give you course assignment for 5 years, what do I become?
A doctor.
So whatever you read was what you chose.
Yes.
How many of you have chosen to become a billionaire as a course? You have not taken that course. You only attended seminar. You did law for 5 years to become a lawyer. He did medicine for 6 years. Then when it now comes to money, you want to do it for 2 weeks. Now we're going to work that way. So I'm going to ask a question. Your answer should be, if I learn how. Can you become a lawyer? Can you become an engineer? Can you become a scientist? Can you become a billionaire? Put your hands together for yourself, folks. It's a sequence. It's a sequence. Whatever you choose, stay consistent. And there are 3 ways your brain processes information. Write it down. 3 ways. Number 1. Let me tell you, this is going to be crazy. The first one is called cognitive learning. Cognitive learning, which is learning by what is happening today. Listening to us. You are forming concept. All the people that spoke on this platform, what you're doing is abstract. It's cognitive. It's brain work. That's it. But 90% of the things you heard us today, you have not practiced it. So you have not moved to the second level of learning. The second level of learning is called motoric learning. This is the learning that happens by taking action based on what you have heard. So cognitive learning is information, listening to classes, listening to YouTube, listening to webinars. Those are cognitive. His brain is abstract. It doesn't make any sense. But it's a form of learning. But it gives you a direction. But then when you leave that webinar, you go and start practicing. Your brain develops a new type of neurons and begin to form a new type of synapses to begin to create a new type of network in your brain. That's why not all you've heard is all you have practiced. And it is all you have practiced that gives the result you have heard. Not all you have heard has become all you have what? Practiced. The result you have came from the practice you have from the little you've learned. That's cognitive learning. That's motoric learning. Cognitive, motoric. The last one is the craziest. It's called the social learning. Your ability to understand how to transfer value from another person or how to receive value. There's so many of you right here, right now, with so many ideas, but you don't know how to, interact with people to transfer that thought you have to some other person else. You don't know how to do that. Your head is full. If I give you this microphone now, you're going to tell me 10,000 ways of making money, but money you don't have. Because you are lacking the social capacity to transfer the knowledge to somebody else. That's what you're lacking. Now, let me shock you with one concept. One concept. You hawk product, right? The word hawk, H-A-W-T. You sell ideas. You don't. Anytime you're talking about a product, listen to this. Anytime you're talking about a product or talking about a service, and you're discussing if you buy my service, you will get X, Y, D benefit. Or if you buy this product, it has 4 or 5 benefits or features. That thing you're doing because you're talking about a product or service is called hawking. You don't need to have a brain for that because the features are already written down. If you want to communicate value to the highest level of income, you must learn how to sell ideas at the level of ideas. And that's why even without legs working, I still make hundreds of thousands of dollars because I operate at the 4th level of value ladder, which is communication of thoughts. That's what I do. So a lot of time, because of your family background, because of where you come from, you already capitalize on the least of what you can do as the best of what you can do because you're comparing what you've done to the background where you come from. Don't make sense? Don't make sense? You are thinking you're doing well because you're comparing your result with your family members, family background. If I compare your result to what you're capable of, in fact, you're not even started at all. Does it make sense? So ideas are sold, products are hawked. So if you give me a product to sell, I will not talk about the product. I'll talk about the idea behind the product. Once you buy at the level of that idea, if I change that product, you will still buy it at whatever I change it because the idea is powering your decision making. That's why those who buy Mercedes keep buying the different series of Mercedes even though they change it because the idea of Mercedes is what they like. It makes them feel good, like someone who has arrived. It gives a sense of significance, a sense of power, a sense of relevance. That's why no matter how poor you are, you still want to buy the idea of Mercedes because it represents something, not the car itself. Because wherever the Mercedes can go, Toyota can go. But the idea of Mercedes is more powerful than the idea of Toyota. Is that correct? Okay. Put your hands together for yourself if you got what I'm saying.